Good morning, everyone. It would be unusual for me to start without saying, even though we don't have a lot of folks here today, please put your cell phones in the mute position. I will do mine before we start. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our board of Joe Carroll and the entire Joe Carroll Energy staff, welcome to the 2020 Joe Carroll Annual Meeting of the Members. Before I begin, I would like to thank the Association of Illinois Electric Cooperatives for the live stream and for WCCI for the live broadcast. I am your board chair, Dave Sen. Let it be noted that there is a quorum present, which includes attendees in vehicles, listening on the radio, and watching on the live broadcast online. The 81st Annual Meeting of the members of Joe Carroll Energy will come to order. The agenda for today was printed in the annual report in the August Highlines. May I have a motion from the floor as printed, to approve as printed? Would somebody out here please flash their lights to give me a motion? Thank you very much. Do I have a second? I'd need the same thing, another flash. And you can do it twice if you want. Thank you very much. We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as printed for the Joe Carroll Energy 2020 Annual Meeting. All in favor, please signify by flashing your car lights. All opposed? The motion carries. The ayes have it. We understand that all things that happen, this is the invocation, so let's pray. We understand that all things that happen have a purpose. As many of us have seen, seem confused. Help us realize that from the beginning until the end, this is all part of your plan. Please bless those that are on the front lines. Help us give strength to those who have had losses. And may our actions today receive your blessings. All this we pray in your name, amen. I'm now going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. For those here, there is a flag behind me. For those at home, please place your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What I would like to do now is introduce you to the board members of Joe Carroll Energy. Marty Werner, District 1 from East Dubuque. Joe Mattingly from District 2, Scales Mound. Marcy Stanger, who is our secretary, resides in District 3 in Apple River. Dan Tyndall, District 4 from Galena. Pat Smith, District 5 from Galena. Tom Lundy, District 6, Savannah. Russ Holsinger, who is our vice chair from District 8 and lives in Fulton. Larry Carroll from District 9 from Thompson. Bob Kuntz, treasurer, and he's from District 10, which is down in Geneseo. And I'm Dave Sen, District 7 from Mount Carroll, your board chairman. I would also like to introduce Mike Casper, president and CEO. Chris Allendorf, who's sitting over on the side, we'll get to see him in a minute, who's Vice President of External Affairs and our General Counsel. And Mike will now share with you a safety moment. Mike, the podium is all yours.
Thank you, Dave. At Joe Carroll Energy, safety is our #1 core value. We consistently promote a culture of safety for the protection of our employees, members, and communities. Each meeting we start with a safety moment where we talk about a safety topic to keep us focused on this most important core value. My message today is simple. Constantly be mindful of possible hazards around you, including those that you don't see, such as electricity and natural gas. For example, call 811 if you are planning a project that requires digging. If you smell gas or suspect a leak, leave the house immediately. Once outside, use your cell phone or a neighbor's phone to call Joe Carroll Energy's emergency number at 1-800-858-5522, your local natural gas supplier, or 911 for assistance. If you'd like us to bring a safety message to your school, work, or other group, again, please give us a call at 1-800-858-5522. Now I'll turn it back over to our chair for approval of the annual meeting, 2019 annual meeting minutes. Dave?
Thank you, Mike. Last year's minutes were printed in the annual report published in the Illinois Country Living magazine in the Highline section. Therefore, I'll suspend the readings of those minutes. However, I do need a motion that will let us approve the minutes as they were printed. Do I have a motion, please? Somebody flash your lights. I've got a flash. I'll need the same for a second. I've got a second. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the 2019 meeting of the members of Joe Carroll Energy. All in favor, please signify by flashing your lights. Those opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Next, I would like to introduce, and I promised Joe I was going to, Chris Allendorf, General Counsel, who will explain the process of the director elections. Chris, please take the podium.
Good morning. Joe Carroll Energy is a member-owned cooperative, has a board of directors that is elected by the members from 10 districts. Every year, several districts are up for election, and this year, those districts were 3, 6, and 9. Besides the incumbents, no other members filed petitions to run in those districts. Therefore, in accordance with the bylaws of the cooperative, no ballots were mailed and no election took place. Also pursuant to the bylaws, I would now ask for a motion to elect Marcia Stanger, District 3, Thomas Lundy, District 6, and Larry Carroll, District 9, to 3-year terms, again by acclamation. May I have that motion? Please signify by flash. Thank you. May I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor, please flash your lights for aye. All those opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. I declare Marcia Stanger, Thomas Lundy, and Larry Carroll elected to 3-year terms. Also, at this point in your agenda, we would be considering bylaw amendments up for the membership's approval. But because of the circumstances in which we are meeting this year, no bylaw amendments are being presented for consideration. Next up, I will turn it back over to Dave Sen for the chairman's report.
Thank you very much, Chris. Good job. Envisioning tomorrow. That's a difficult statement in our current environment. How many of our calendars look the same as they did since early March? And how many times will they change as we move forward? This pandemic not only affects us locally, but creates large challenges globally. However, from the extreme challenges come new opportunities, learning to communicate in new ways. Joe Carroll Energy has taken the approach that this is an opportunity to find ways to improve and enhance the services we provide you. Today's meeting is just one example of how we are adapting and working to reach and engage with you in new ways, including most of our broadband members who are attending virtually by Zoom, WebEx. Virtual meetings and conference calls have quickly become the norm. The importance of communication during this time has directed a spotlight on the importance of high-speed internet for all, especially those of us in rural areas. By leveraging grant dollars, we are working to expand our broadband and fiber business. Faster, reliable internet speeds improve our ability to respond more quickly to your needs. Encourage new business to bring into the area with them new jobs and, of course, more members. And it helps to make life better for everyone. In some ways, this all seems to overshadow the larger picture of an evolving world of energy. Commitments to the past and an uncertain future are challenges that will affect all of us. One thing is for sure. Despite the roadblocks, your board and management stay committed to providing safe, reliable, and affordable energy and broadband services. With your help, our members, I know that these challenges can be met. From your board and management, please be safe and careful. This pandemic is serious and unfortunately will be here for a while. Thank you for your patience. And Mike, I will turn the podium back over to you for your report. You think I'm trying to hog the podium, don't you?
Thank you, Dave. First, I'd like to start by thanking those for reaching out with gratitude and prayers to our crews who safely restored services during last week's storms. I can't tell you how much it is appreciated by all of us. Bringing you more value, striving for operational excellence, and growing your cooperative provide Joe Carroll its focus and our vision. You don't have to look far for our motivation. It's you, it's our families, friends, neighbors, and the communities that we live in. That's the difference why your services are restored within hours versus days or weeks. Each year, we survey approximately 400 members to better understand what is important to you. Besides reliability, many of you state the importance of maintaining affordable rates. By keeping our focus on our strategic objectives, our expectation is that rates will continue to stabilize while providing the reliability that you count on. For example, by leveraging grant dollars to grow our fiber business unit, will not only add value to you through faster internet service, it improves our electric and natural gas business units' operational efficiencies. Utilizing fiber to collect more system data at faster speeds provides us more intelligence to make decisions that will help improve safety, shorten response times, lengthen the life of existing assets, and enhance overall reliability. The added revenue from more fiber members and savings from operational efficiencies help stabilize rates across all business units. Stable rates and a reliable infrastructure that includes high-speed broadband service will attract additional members to our area, including businesses, as Dave mentioned, that bring with them jobs. Growth translates to more members to spread our fixed cost, helping stabilize the fixed charge on your bill. And we are not alone. Although Joe Carroll is a relatively small, not-for-profit cooperative whose territory service area makes up just a sliver of the United States, we are part of a much larger family. We are active members of the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, the American Public Gas Association, the Illinois Association of Electric Cooperatives, as well as 2 member-controlled generation and transmission cooperatives, Dairyland Power and Prairie Power. These memberships provide us access to guidance, research, and governance from over 1,000 energy cooperatives and municipalities across the nation. They are dedicated to serving their member consumers with safe, reliable, and affordable services. These resources, tools, and intelligence introduce us to new trends that help us envision change that will better prepare your co-op for the future. Before I turn it back to our chair, I'd like to announce an exciting new opportunity. Solar subscriptions to a new community solar program will be available by the end of the month. If interested, please watch for details in local papers and on our website. Dave?
Thank you, Mike. You give the podium up pretty easily. I now would like to entertain a motion to approve the financial report as printed in the annual report, plus the chairman's report and the president and CEO's report. You know the routine. I need a flash of headlights for the motion. I also need a flash of headlights for the second. I've got that. We have a motion and a second to approve the reports. All in favor signify by flashing your headlights, and I do really appreciate that. All those opposed? The motion carries. I'll now turn the meeting back over to Mike to respond to the questions that were submitted earlier. Mike, the podium is once again yours.
Thank you, Dave. Love your humor. And appreciate all of our members out there. Oh, nope, it's all me. I almost tipped over the podium. I'd like to thank all of those taking the time to submit questions. It's so important to us to better understand what is important to you. Joe Carroll's senior team, we got together and we developed responses to approximately 30 questions that were submitted, which I'll provide responses to you today, so bear with me. From these, we will also develop frequently asked questions and post those responses to our website. And then after we adjourn, as promised, I'll announce the winners for the prize drawings for submitting those questions. Winners were randomly generated through a computer program. But before I get started with the questions, I'd like to acknowledge the recipients of the Director Scholarships, which we typically award at this time in past years. This year we did it on a Zoom meeting with those students, and what an impressive group of young men and women. I believe the people that are viewing this can see this, but I wanted to acknowledge them here as well through the radio. District 1, Trey Culbertson. District 3, Mackenzie Muleite. District 4, Tayden Patterson. Andrew Worster, Juliana Kuznier, Mackenzie Furlong. District 5, Kendra Skase and Samantha Wasman. District 7, Adam Rath. And District 10 in Geneseo, Neil Coulter. You may have noticed that not all the districts were named, so please get your children, grandchildren out next year and apply for this Director Scholarship in those districts I did not call. Again, we have a number of different questions, 30 in all. I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible. And again, we will be putting these on the website for a later date. Number 1, because of the coverage area that Joe Carroll encompasses, intense issues that the coronavirus has, what does Joe Carroll intend to do as a leader in this area to help ensure we survive and thrive? Well, concern for community is one of our 7 cooperative principles. We have been leaders in communities in our communities in mitigating the potential impact by donating our first responders earlier in the year, as well as our food pantries. We are also the primary contributor to Northwest Illinois Economic Development, which continues to provide support to local businesses to obtain funding and financial assistance. Number 2, will the pandemic affect the amount of workers on staff for emergency outages? No, it will not. Number 3, what % of the members have fiber installed, and what is the target for new installations before the end of the year? Approximately 10% of our members have fiber installed currently. We are building out as fast as we can. Our target for this year, for 2020, is 500 new fiber members. Number 4, fiber cable has been run to the house. When can one expect to have interior cable run and have new modems? If you haven't done so already, please call and schedule an appointment during our business hours between 7:30 and 4:30 p.m. Number 5, when is the underground fiber construction going to start in the area of Guilford Substation? Next week, which is the end of August. Number 6, when is the fiber optic scheduled for Red Gates Road? Do you think it will be this year? Engineering has already started, and construction will start as soon as possible, and installs will be throughout next year. Number 7, how is fiber construction in GT5 going? Overhead construction was completed this summer. Underground starts next week. Installs are expected to be completed by the end of 2021. Number 8, when will we get high-speed internet to our area? We are waiting on other grant applications, and we appreciate your patience. We will be in a better position to respond by the end of the year. Number 9, in the August issue of Illinois Country Living, there was an article about Connect Illinois grant that Joe Carroll received in late June for broadband expansion. It cited 2 rural areas that it will cover. Can you give detail on what streets, neighborhoods those cover, and the timelines to start those projects? Again, we anticipate that we will have additional information by the end of the year, hopefully by the end of October. And at that time, we'll make an announcement of the areas that we'll be building out and the estimated timelines to do so. Number 10, I'm interested in the Sand Prairie fiber optic build-out plans. About a year ago, I was told that we might be able to get connected late this summer, but I've heard nothing more. Please refer to the community's, fiber communities link on our Sand Prairie website. This is also the tool that we will use to make pending announcements. And it's a tab, so just look for that on that particular website. Again, not all these questions are about fiber. I've ordered them this way, and there's others for other topics that I'll be discussing here shortly. Number 11, when will the Sand Prairie fiber internet be expanded to the southern communities? We do have grants that were awarded for our southern communities, and we're working on additional grant opportunities, and we will know more by the end of October. When will internet access be available to the Geneseo area customers, as promised during the campaign to merge with Farmer Mutual years ago? We have a number of Farmer Mutual members on our wireless system currently, and we are actively working on fiber opportunities in the area. Number 13, with broadband being limited in most areas, Joe Carroll received grant money to extend in some areas. Are you looking at going beyond those areas that have already been approved and adding additional new areas to receive broadband? Yes, we are. Our intentions is to eventually provide fiber to all of our members that want it. Number 14, what % of my power is from renewable energy resources? Currently, our wholesale power providers purchase or generate approximately 24% of their power from renewables. By 2029, that number is expected to be 30% or greater. Do you have a solar program for residential homes and small businesses? As I mentioned earlier in my comments, Joe Carroll will be offering a community solar subscription for residential homes in the coming weeks. For businesses, there's a relatively new program where you can purchase green credits. Number 16, how much money do people usually save with having solar compared to paying normal electric bills? Well, that depends on a number of factors, including the cost of the system and available incentives. Number 17, does Joe Carroll have solar panels to help with energy costs? Bills seem to get higher and higher. Yes, not only regarding the program that I just mentioned, but also we perform free home energy assessments to help lower energy usage. Even during COVID, we can schedule a phone consultation to discuss current energy habits and look for ways to lower usage, therefore lowering your monthly bill. Please call our 1-800 number between 7:30 and 4:30 and ask for John Scott, our energy detective. Number 18, I'm looking at solar, and the 2 companies I've talked to already have told me I will not be eligible for grants and such because of my lower income. Is this true, or should I keep looking? As I suggested before, please watch for details in the coming weeks regarding subscriptions to our community solar array for folks just like yourself. Number 19, will electric get less expensive with solar going in? Not necessarily, but Joe Carroll and its wholesale energy suppliers are adding additional renewable sources to diversify our generation portfolio while considering price and reliability. Number 20, are you updating or changing any policy, processes, billing related to customers with solar panels? In June of this year, we made some changes to the billing structure of how we return credits, so that might be what you're referring to. as posted to bills in accordance, and we posted this in accordance to the Illinois net metering regulations. No other changes are expected in the near future to billing statements for current net metered members. Number 21, can we install as many solar panels as we want? Well, you can up to system limitations. Above that, it might become cost prohibitive due to necessary system upgrades, but we can do that analysis for you. Is it okay to plant a low-growing shrub or bush next to Joe Carroll electric pole? We prefer nothing within 15 feet. Number 23, can you explain all extra charges on the bill? Not clear on them. If you look at the back of your bill, it provides an explanation of each of the charges. We have unbundled our charges to more clearly explain each. The generation and energy charges are direct pass-through from our generation providers. The transmission charge is a direct pass-through from vendors who transport that energy from our generators to our service area over high-powered transmission lines. The facility members charge, distribution charge cover the cost of service at your location and maintain the distribution grid locally. Those dollars stay here, and your cooperative, on average, about 35% of your bill, those costs. Number 24, related, going into a little more detail, the question was, please explain the facility charge in detail on your bill. As a distribution cooperative, many of our expenses are related to the delivery of energy to you, or in other words, the basic cost to provide energy. The facility charge covers most of the costs incurred for the systems that carry electricity or natural gas. This includes power lines, pipelines, trucks, labor, and other expenses the cooperative incurs, ensuring energy is available when you need it, no matter how much energy is sold. Number 25, I'm getting closer. Do we get any of our electricity from nuclear energy? Currently our wholesale power providers no longer generate power from nuclear, but our region is flush with a considerable amount of nuclear generation, including our Quad Cities plant just south near Cordova. Number 26, I'm an elderly lady, and with the latest storm, it took a whole day for me to contact the office twice to get my electricity back on. Is there a way to inform people that you have been in the area and what the status is? Good question. If you are unable to verify your outage online at joecarroll.com from our outage map, please call 1-800-858-5522 day or night to report your outage. Doesn't necessarily have to be during the day. During these unprecedented storms like those we experienced recently, we do our best to keep our membership informed of the progress of our restoral efforts, including Facebook posts. When and where was the first annual meeting held? I believe it was in Mount Carroll at the Carroll County Courthouse in 1939 or 1940. Number 28, how does Joe Carroll Energy support our local farmers? From our inception since 1939, we have worked to bring safe, reliable, affordable energy to all of our members in Northwest Illinois, and the farmers started our cooperative. We also maintain partnerships with those entities who serve our members, including the Illinois Farm Bureau. Our electric and natural gas services reliably meet grain drying and livestock needs to far-reaching areas of our service territory. Our rapidly growing internet infrastructure will bring high-speed internet to homes and fields for information and monitoring purposes. And our agricultural auditing services provide consultation and advice for farmers seeking grants for energy efficiency upgrades. Call the 1-800 number and ask again for John Scott. Number 29, would our monthly bill be decreased if we installed a more efficient water heater? Yes, and if so, how do I go about making that happen? Again, call our office and ask for John Scott. We also have rebates. Number 30, are the EV charging stations at the JCE offices in Elizabeth and Savannah operational now, available to the public? Yes, the one currently in Savannah, and we are still working on the one in Elizabeth. Unfortunately, because of the COVID, it was put on hold for a short period of time. Number 31, whatever became of the bio plant that was discussed in the Thompson area? Well, after further review, it was determined that it was not economically feasible. Number 32, is my electrical cheaper after 9 p.m.? Currently, there is an off-peak energy rate. A rate analysis is currently being done, and a super off-peak rate may be considered after 9 p.m. Thank you for submitting these questions, and I will now turn it back over to Dave. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We'll give you a chance to get your vocal cords back. That was a good run, but very good questions that were presented by our members, and the answers, I'm sure, were very appreciated. At this point in time, the chair is unaware of any unfinished business. And there being no additional new business, I declare, I almost dumped this thing over, the 81st Annual Joe Carroll Energy Meeting of Members adjourned. Thank you all for attending. Before you leave, I'll turn the podium over to Mike, who's maybe had enough time to rest, to announce the drawing of the winners. Mike, you're up, and everyone, thank you very much.
Again, everyone, thank you for attending, and as promised, we have 4 $50 bill credits, and we're going to award 10 $25 award credits, and this is for people that had submitted questions. And again, thank you for those questions. The 4 $50 bill credits go to Wayne Hughes, James and Susan Cogan, Sharon Behrens, Kathleen and Michael Holt. Those are the 4 $50 credits. The 10 $25 credits go to Eugene Cheney, Lyle and Carol Cartwright, Hendrika Riguez, Frank McMahon, Dennis Harridge, Donald Novioak, Justin Kiefer, Marvin and Jeanette Judas, Penny Garner, and last but not least, Karen and Ed Stransky. Again, thanks you to everyone for attending, and again, thank you for the questions, and don't be shy. Please reach out if you have any additional questions.